Since we're streaming, right?
Yes, sir.
We are streaming. All right. Let's get this bad boy going. Welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Class. Live out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale. The Jersey Boys Sportscast brought to you by, hosted by Byron Jones and Victor Arocho. Brought to you by the Sportscast. Today is December 1st, the first of the month, already the holidays. Time flies. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the Sportscast on all your channels, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, and on iTunes. You could also go to iTunes and subscribe to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk. Our faces behind us. Hit there, hit notifications. You'll be able to hear us wherever you go on the go. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Sportscast. Hit notifications so you know whenever one of our shows are going on. We're live every Thursday at 8 p.m. on Facebook and in YouTube. You can also listen to us on your smart speaker. So you can go, Alexa, play the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, and boom, you'll be hearing me, Byron. And today you'll be able to hear our friend and fellow host, Joey Bag of Donuts. And now we're getting ready to go. So, Mr. Byron, you made it on time, Mr. Coach of the Year. So you're coaching the little kids in basketball.
Yeah, the 13.
You're like the giant.
Yeah, I got one kid as big as I am. It's 13. He's about
Really?
6. Big kid, man. Big kid. So he gets special attention because he is me at 13.
Yeah, well, okay. So let's get into that a little bit because I coach from basketball too. I go to AAU and U Triple A down here in Florida. So you got a big kid,
Big kid.
right? And you're old school, and the way you played, you were a center. And Joe, by the way, Joey, welcome to our show. But let me get with Byron. Byron, and you played the position you play was center, okay? And that position really doesn't exist anymore. They don't even have it on the ballot for All-Star anymore. You know that, right? It's just forwards and it's guards.
Can you?
So my question? No, wait.
Are you done bursting my bubble, man?
I am not yet. Oh. No, my question to you is, what are you teaching this kid? And what position are you teaching him to play?
I am teaching him to be a basketball player. He's got a jump shot. He can shoot from the outside for a big kid. He can shoot and he can rebound, but I'm trying to bring back old school and get him down in the paint. That's where he belongs, as big as he is. He's big, he's about 250. He's big. He belongs inside. That's where I'm going to put him. I went out there, I called myself playing with him one day. He hit me in the back. My back still hurt. And that was 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so do you think he's probably going to be a football player?
Yes, that's what I'm grooming. I'm starting with the basketball, but then I'm doing football, in the spring and the fall. So I'm grooming him for that.
Okay, so I'm just going to share you my experience. Like if I had to do it again, because I had some big guys and not really, but I had the bigger guys. And if I had to redo it over, I would have done what I did in my last year as the head coach in 8th grade. Because after 8th grade, I wanted someone else to coach my son. The game is played is outside. So every kid, I don't care how big he is or not, has to learn how to dribble both hands, number one. And number two, obviously the boxing out and stuff they got to do, because I don't think it's the pros that do it. But he's got to be able to shoot either the 20-foot jumper, and he's got to give him the opportunity to shoot threes.
Well, what about when all those jump shooting people miss all them jumpers and he's inside to collect the rebound and take it back up?
There's no doubt.
Works both ways.
There's no doubt, but you can't win. I'm telling you, the way the game's played today, you can't win scoring twos when the other team is scoring threes.
But anyway, let's get off of this, man.
I'm just sharing you. I'm sharing my experience. I felt like if I look back at it now, the kids that were big, I put them in that 5 position, and because they were the biggest that we had. And looking back at now, I may have done a disservice to that kid. That's all, because the game is played totally differently now. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Okay. And then in my 8th year, in the last year, we barely had anybody that was big, and I knew we were getting butts kicks in 4th grade. which is where I learned from an AAU magazine, the outside in. So we shot threes first, and then we came in. So if there was only two kids on my team that were allowed to shoot threes at will. And then there was there was four kids that had the ability to shoot threes at will. Most of the kids, but there were two kids that were not allowed to go for a fast break, even when they were wide open for a layup. They had to stop at their spot and shoot the three.
Poor kid, man. Come on.
Yep. And I warned them, if you have a fast break and you're going and you go for a layup, these two particular young men, I'm going to take you out of the game.
That's wrong.
And that's what I did.
But
And
anyway,
guess what happened?
I don't know.
Okay.
They listen.
What happened was when they started doing what I told them, because I would take them out, they were better at shooting threes. So they were 30-40% shooters at threes. Okay, one. Two, they weren't as big or athletic as the other kids. So every time they would go for the layup, the athletic kids would catch them, whether they got fouled or not. They wouldn't get the call, and then everybody would go crazy, and then all of a sudden the kid's game was out of his head and this and that. But when I started making them pull up and hit the three, the other coaches had to call timeout because they were like, "Wait a second, what is this guy doing, man? I was able to score points like in nanoseconds." I'm just telling you that it was better for me that you shoot 12 threes at a 30 to 40% shooting and give me those 10, 12 points than taking it up the hole, missing it, and not missing it because they could make it, but the other kid was athletic and they didn't call the fouls on that. So anyhow, I'm just telling you, and bro, we won.
Hey, can we get the football now? Can we get the football?
Yeah, we can.
Oh,
Joey,
okay, all right, okay.
That's all right. Three. Well, look how the pros shooting. Everybody shoots threes and pros. All right, so let's get the football. Let's get going. Now we got Joey here. We got the Pittsburgh with I'm a big Tomlin fan, so and everybody's talked whatever they want to talk about Tomlin, but I don't think he's gonna have a losing season this year either, in my opinion. But let's start off with our Giants.
Wait a minute. The best thing is that the Pittsburgh and the Giants do have a history. The Marrows and the Rooneys. I just want to throw that out there. At least we got a Pittsburgh guy that we can like because with the Giants, everything. That's all I had to say.
Man, let me tell you something. All I'm saying, if I wasn't married, it would be nice to marry one of those married girls. Boy, he'd have both champions because the grandkids both teams. But anyways, let's get to the Giants. All righty. What did you think about their play? Well, first of all, Joey, welcome to the show. I know you have your show going on also during the week. We're going to talk a little bit about that a little later. But I really appreciate you joining, and please, feel free to come once a month. What do you think about the Giants game, Byron?
Are we going to talk about that, man? Which game? Our season starts on Sunday. Half the line was hurt. We already know we have the worst wide receiver group in the history of football. Aziz, is still not there. Ojolari, for a rush. Everybody said that Thibodeau played a great game, but you only get if you get sacks. That's great. That's a great game. And we had talked before that is Saquon tired now because his production steadily went down after he had that one big game with 152 yards. The last 2 or 3 games, yeah. But
they're not giving him the ball early though.
Yeah, but how can you give him the ball? Nobody's blocking. You got 3 reserves, 3 second, third string guys playing now. And the tight ends, before Bellinger got hurt, was blocking well, and the guys that got playing tight end now are just they're not a blocker like he is. So our season, I'm taking that game, throwing it in the garbage, and I'm worried about the Washington Redskins in the next couple games because that's where season starts. That's where we're going to make it into the playoffs or not.
All righty, and Joey, what do you think about? Did you see the Giants game? It was Thanksgiving, so
I don't know. I don't know about the Giants. I have a feeling they might be fading. I think they had some early success and they might be fading. I don't know. Yeah, Barkley's looking tired, and it's almost like he's a one-man team. And I don't know. The Washington is tough. It is going to be a tough game. So I don't know how that's going to go.
I think Chase Young is coming back the next game.
Yeah. But what do you think? What did you think about the game itself, right? The Cowboys and the Giants.
The Cowboys are
You
really
know,
good. Cowboys are really good, so it's not a surprise that they would have lost. They kept it close, but yeah, I think the Cowboys are one of the better teams in the league, and you know, no shame in losing to a good team at home.
hold on a second. What is going on there? All right. Sorry about that. I went to NFL.com and something. The NFC East just in general is pretty tough. I mean, at the end of the day. But I wanted to, I thought the game was being played well, and then we just kind of, things just kept happening that wasn't in our favor. And Dallas looked pretty good. I mean, Dak finally made a decent game out of it, but obviously I hate losing to Dallas.
Yeah, but look what the corners we had. The corners, the ones that normally play a bit, hurt. Dory Jackson, when they made that mind-boggling move to put that guy back there to return punts, and he gets hurt. So now they're down to second string corners and third, and off the practice squad, and all. Darnay Holmes, number 30, he's awful. The slot cornerback is just straight up awful. So, what can you do? What's his name? CeeDee Lamb, he's catching passes with one hand. Let me catch it with one hand. Showboat or whatever he was doing. But, it is what it is.
Well, we only lost by one score, right? So,
a loss is a loss is a loss.
I understand that, but I mean, I don't fully agree with Joey when that Dallas is good. I don't think they're good. There's just don't. I think Philly's good. I don't. Dallas hasn't put enough.
Even Philadelphia's suspect, man. Philadelphia's suspect too.
Their defense has played good. They played well. They were still winning. You know what I mean? And but I just don't think Dallas is. This is why we hate Dallas, because like you'll see that one game, all of a sudden Joey will say they're good. And I don't buy it. Like
they're 8-3. They just suddenly get.
Yeah, but so we're 7-4. We're not bad either. I mean, it's like that's a bad deal.
They're hanging on by a thread.
Philly's 9-2. They're 8-3 with Cooper Rush. The NFC East had the weakest schedule, right? I mean, just in general. We're still impressed with the whole division. I'm impressed. Washington's making a run. I'm pretty impressed with that, and I'm still of the mindset that when that NFC East plays great football, it's dangerous for the rest of the NFL because they beat each other up and they're good. They're defensive, big guys. You know what I mean? So if they're all playing well and to play each other 6 times, it becomes dangerous for the rest of the league. And losing by one score and just, first of all, we shouldn't have went for that 4th down, Byron.
Why not?
And number one, I just think I don't think because you're playing away, you're playing against Dallas, right? And you're not really doing much. So why punt the ball and you can get another shot? We lost by one score, and sure enough, they scored right after that punt. Now, was Barkley open? Yes. Should we got the 1st down? Yes. I still would have punted the ball. What would you? Are you saying that you're saying that you would have gone for it?
I would have went.
Are you only saying that you're okay that they?
No. I'm saying I would have went for it because what did they have to lose? They're playing, Dallas Cowboys. Thanksgiving Day. There's nothing to lose. What is there to lose? Nothing.
The game.
So go for it. Well, yeah, they ended up losing the game anyway, but still, why not go? Because if
They lost by
if,
one score.
If they had Dana Jones had to put the ball on him, Saquon would still be running and hit his head in the goalpost.
There's no doubt. So that was your boy, right? The star didn't hit him.
Daniel
right?
Jones
When
is
it
still a
counts.
star. But anyway,
When it counts. Okay, Joey, what would you have done? Would you have gone for that fourth down?
Yeah.
Why?
Got to be aggressive sometimes.
Yeah. No. Okay. I don't. Nope. I don't agree. I don't think. I don't think you're aggressive against a division opponent playing in their place, and you're not really in stride. It's not like you're in stride. You just finished saying that your defense was suspect, right? You're hurting in cornerbacks. Dallas throws the ball. They've been throwing. They were running pretty good, right? We couldn't do anything. So why bother? Punt the ball and let them get a longer time. Eat time off the clock, right? That's just me. And sure enough, we didn't get it. Now, was it there? Yes. Did it work? Yes. But that's on any play. That's me. I wouldn't have went for it. I thought that was a dumb move. I like the coach's moves when he's gone for two, when he's done those other pieces, when he's risking it. I don't think you risk it against a division opponent, particularly a team like Dallas, playing in their stadium.
Why not? They weren't stopping them all game long. They were running up. Zeke had almost 100 yards. Pollard was running. They couldn't cover Lamb. They couldn't cover the tight end. So why not go for it? Yes, go for it.
Because your risk is you're giving them if you don't get it, you're giving them a short field. And if based on what you just said, they're running up and down and throwing, why give them a short field?
Go for it.
At least make them go 80 yards.
Go for it, man. Go for it, man.
I don't like that move. I thought it was terrible.
Go for it, man.
Go for it.
I called you.
You're
I even
outvoted.
told you that was a dumb move. That was
I voted 2-1.
And I was right when I said you should have fired the Chargers coach. And what was the first thing that they're saying rumors around that Peyton may be going to the Chargers? They should have fired him last year.
Going nowhere, man.
I was right. But my point being is the fact that they're talking about it, they're talking about the coach being fired. So
he ain't going nowhere.
I just disagree with you guys. We lost the game, so either case didn't work. So it was, they're only good moves when they work. They're not good moves when they don't work.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
They shouldn't have done that. That was just dumb. All right, we lost by one score. Let me tell you, Detroit played Buffalo. Buffalo pulled that out. Let me tell you, Buffalo's not looking as strong as I would think they are, and they're 8-3, Joey.
Buffalo was at one point the number one team in the league, and then the Eagles were good, so they were number two, and now Buffalo is barely top five, and that's just because Josh Allen's playing hurt. Von Miller just got hurt. They're in trouble. I mean, Josh Allen is the whole team, and if he's not playing well, if he's hurt, the whole team sunk. So, yeah, Buffalo's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, but it's crazy with them for them to run Josh Allen as much as they do, and they went out, they drafted a high pick, the kid Cook from Georgia. They got Devin Singletary, I think his name is. I think I have a third back that's pretty good. They just refuse to run the ball.
They traded for Naeem Hines, and you're right. All you do is see Josh Allen running around everywhere. It's like, dude, you're the whole franchise. You're the whole thing. If you get hurt, the whole thing is sunk. Take it easy, man. Yeah, hand off the ball, throw short passes, do something. But every time I see Josh Allen running around, it's like, wow, this is dumb.
He's a football player.
Well, he really is, though. He's a different specimen back there, quarterback. He's a little bit different than anybody else running the ball.
Anytime you hear me say that, Joey, that's me making fun of Byron. We'll go. He's a football player.
He's a football player.
Daniel, when you're a quarterback,
leave my guy alone, man. Leave Danny Dimes alone.
I'm just saying, the Vikings are still impressive. So hey, look, I just wanted to go over Thanksgiving pieces. Let me stay in NFC East, and then we'll go around the corner. Okay. All right. So we talked about Dallas and Giants, so they're both good. I still don't think that Dallas is that good of a team. You got a rush with Cooper Rush. You did well. Dak was questionable in the last 2 games. He played well against the Giants. He knows them. He plays against them for how many years?
He's beaten them 10 or 15 times in a row, or whatever it is.
Exactly. So I'm not there. I am. I'm still impressed. I still get impressed with Philly each week. I thought they still played a good game. Let's see, the Eagles.
The Eagles' defense is still kind of suspect, and then the other, like Chauncey Johnson, I think I heard he's out for a while. I think a lacerated kidney or something. The safety for the Eagles is out, and then I think they put like an undrafted rookie back there, and their defense is kind of, even though they went out and got Sue and Linval Joseph, they're still kind of soft, going up the middle. Maybe it's the linebackers or whatever, but their defense is kind of suspect to me.
And they only beat Green Bay. I mean, Green Bay's playing really bad, but I'm still impressed. They're winning games. You could only play who's in front of you, right? You can't pick a schedule. So I think they look pretty good. I am impressed with Washington. Shout out to Aaron. I'm impressed with Washington. They've been playing really well. You know what I mean? Now they're starting to make their move, and they're playing well. And and look who's the quarterback for them?
Taylor Heineke.
Exactly. And I don't understand. Like I said, they need to put the development into that kid. They're not giving him enough time. Every time they get a shot.
It's not like he's that young either. He's not like a, like 24, 25-year-old quarterback. I think he's a little bit older than that.
How old is he?
I don't know. Older
What's up, John?
Younger than me. Just put it this way. At least they don't have Carson Wentz back there. That's all that matters.
What were you going to say, Joey? I saw you shaking your head.
He's 29. Taylor Heineke's nice. He's a nice, temporary, like he's a good backup. He's not someone you build your franchise around. He's like that Mike White with the Jets. Like he's just, he's good for a few games, couple games, not nothing for a full season.
Can you say it one more time for Victor about Heineke? Because he's on the Heineke bandwagon.
Yeah, I mean, Heineke this isn't his first time playing. He's done this before, and they've let him play for a while, and he just eventually you could have 1 or 2 good games, but over the long term, that's not who you want.
Oh, he's played pretty. Look at his numbers. He's played well. I mean, and his winning percentage is high.
Short period.
Okay, yeah, but because they keep changing, right? In other words, he's not the quarterback. How many quarterbacks does Washington have?
Yeah, but okay, if they were really
Think about it.
high of a guy, if they were really
look at Alex Smith. Alex Smith was terrible when he first came out. He won the Heisman. He was terrible, dude. It took him a while. It took him later in his career where he started developing and playing a lot better football.
So you're going to try to compare Alex Smith to this guy. Alex Smith was a number 1 pick in the draft. He was a number 1 pick, so he did have talent.
Yes, and he did terrible. Look, so was Andre Ware. You want me to give you all players?
Andre Ware.
I can give you player after player that didn't do anything. I'm glad Alex Smith made a comeback. But look who he played for. When he played for Utah.
Utah's a good program.
All I'm just saying to you is I'm not saying you build your franchise Joey around them. I'm just saying that them going out and spending money on Carson Wentz and making all those other things they did with quarterbacks, why not at least develop? The kid has played well. So I'm just saying, to me,
he's
give him some time, build around here. Well, it is what
he's
it is.
29. 29.
He's in Brady years. He's got another, 11.
Brady. Brady. What?
But yeah, Carson Wentz. My goodness, what? He needs it. This was his last chance. Yeah, look how much they paid him. But this is his last chance. I can't see him being back in the league next year.
My argument was, why pay a Carson Wentz? Wait it out to get who you think you really want, and then just run it with Heineke in those last couple of years. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's the future of Washington. I'm just saying, every time he happens to come back in, he does well for his team.
And
he took him to the playoffs.
Short periods.
But he's only he hasn't played a whole long season.
Yeah, and how would it be if he played a whole season? He probably stink if he played a whole season too.
I guess we don't know that, but I'm not a
No, we
Washington
don't.
fan. Don't matter. I got to focus on my Giants, and all I know is that the NFC East is playing well. We have what do we got coming up this week?
Washington.
Yeah.
Come on,
We got to
man.
win that
Come on,
game.
man. I thought you was a fan, man. Washington, you should know who we playing this week.
And
Washington Commanders.
I think it's going to be a tough game.
I think Washington's playing good, but every game is tough, so they got to play. All right, Giants gotta play. You said we have everybody come back. Is that what you said?
So, supposedly
they're playing at home.
Deal is supposed to be back. They're going to put Nick Gates at left guard. Supposedly, Feliciano should be back. The right guard is there. Andrew Thomas had an off game last week. He was kind of but Bellinger, the tight end, one with the eye thing, is supposed to be back this week. So it should the blocking should be improved, where they can run the wall. But you also, people don't forget, man, the Washington Commanders do have those 4 number 1 picks across the front. So they do have a very good front seven. Even the kid that they drafted, Jermaine Davis, the linebacker, I think, Kentucky, is playing a lot better this year than he was last. But that front seven is very good for Washington.
Oh my God. All righty. So, and anything going on with Philly over there? They're still how excited is that town?
Excited about what?
Philly.
Yeah, man, I hear that every day, man. I got Philly fans to the right of me, Philly fans to the left of me. I went to basketball practice. There was this giant thing on, so I had to get, I got blasted, over there with that. So, they're riding to the Super Bowl and whatever, man. It is what it is right here.
The NFC East ain't that difficult, though. I mean, the NFC in general. All right, here, let's go look at
Okay, my question for the day: who's the number 1 team in the NFC right now?
Eagles.
If you had to pick. Who?
Eagles. Either Eagles or 49ers.
Okay. And Dallas probably number 3?
Yeah.
No.
Wow, you hate those Cowboys.
Yeah,
wow.
I would say Minnesota's number 3.
What?
I could see that. That's a strong argument.
Minnesota's 9-2, dude.
They have Kirk Cousins, man, at quarterback, man. That's all you got to say.
He's
gonna crumble like a piece of paper, man, to play.
I do. It's something about Kirk Cousins. I just, it's still on the line. He's another guy that nobody would believe would go a full season to be able to play 9-3, but they're 9-3, dude, and they're winning. So you can't take that away from them, right? So I would not put Dallas ahead of them.
They're winning because
I don't think Dallas is coached. It has a good coaching. I think that there's just, unless they pick up something else, I'm not.
Don't sleep
I
on the
won't go on that
49ers.
now.
I'm telling you, don't sleep on the 49ers.
And I'm sorry. And who's the quarterback for 49ers?
The what?
Who's the quarterback?
For
49ers?
Jimmy G, my other favorite guy. My favorite quarterback.
I mean,
I'm favorite quarterback. What are you talking about? I'm the guy I always talks about him. You never.
I love Jimmy G. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Tell me, he only wins. He's a game manager.
That's what he is. He is a game
This
manager.
guy wins. He's like the opposite of Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz loses. Jimmy G wins.
And what's the other big thing with Jimmy G? He's hurt all the time. True or not true?
He was in the starter. The starter got hurt. He came in after the starter.
But true or not true, he's hurt a lot.
He does get hurt a lot, yeah.
I can't hear you, Victor.
I don't know. I don't know how much he gets hurt. All I know he
gets hurt a lot.
Playing and they're playing well.
Okay. All right, here's the key question. How many Super Bowls has he won since he's been in San Francisco, Jimmy G?
None. He's been there once, though.
He went there once.
Okay.
And they almost won.
And then Byron.
Yes.
So your rookie quarterback of the year, how'd he do for the Jets? Where's he at?
Who, Zach Wilson?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Woo, man.
I'm sorry.
Wow. Yeah, he's done.
What?
Done. Stick a fork
And you
in it.
picked him as quarterback of the year. Rookie quarterback of the year.
No, I said rookie of the year. That's what I said because he's a quarterback. Normally, it does go to quarterback. I can't help the fact that this guy, said the things that he said.
I'm not saying you can help it or not.
Yeah.
I'm just adding credibility to the argument on Jimmy G and these other guys. That's all. I just think that Zach Wilson again, nothing major there. All right, let's keep going. All right, so any other news happening? I just think Saquon's not getting enough carry. So, in my opinion, right, they're not getting in the game. Or why do you guys say a guy like that is tired? He's had rest. He hasn't played in how many years? You know what I mean? Why do you think he's tired? Let's see why you think he's tired.
He ran for 152 yards that one game, and then ever since that game, has been steadily going down.
Okay.
He's going to have more touches than he's ever had in his career if he's going at the rate that he's at now. He's not used to that workload.
Well, yeah.
He has the second most carries of anyone in the league.
Probably behind what? Derrick Henry?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find his own stat.
He carried.
You said he.
Now,
he
if
said he has the second most
rushing attempts.
That's a lot.
Really? That's a lot.
In
the league?
Yeah. In the league, yeah.
Well, then
I can't hear you, Victor.
And I stand correct.
Okay. All right.
224.
That's a lot.
Stand corrected. Yeah, it just doesn't seem that way though. It's like it goes in spurts. It doesn't. They're even saying it when they're on TV.
The Giants go Saquon right, Saquon left, Saquon up the middle, Saquon swing pass, Saquon pass over the middle. That's it. What else can they do?
That's it. That's their whole offense, and Washington knows it, and they're going to shut it down.
And they already figured out, well, Daniel Jones, as far as to get him to run the ball, they ain't run the ball against those guys because they have guys that can catch it. So basically, it's going to be the Saquon show. Saquon and a lot of passes to the tight end. Are you still looking, man?
He's had 4 100-yard games so far.
Yeah, he's 992 yards so far on the season.
He's got 1,000 yards, yeah. But against the Cowboys, he only had 11 attempts. You guys are saying he's tired, right? And then I don't see consistency. Like here, it goes 18, 21, then down to 14, then 31. When he gets 31, he has 146 yards. Running backs want the ball. The more they carry, the more they're going to beat up on defense. Next game, they slowed it down, 13. Then they went back to 22, then 24, right? Then 20. Okay, that game against the Seahawks, they really ate him up because he ended up having 20 carries and he averaged 2.6 yards. So he had 53 yards. He didn't have nothing. Then the following game against Texas, that's when he had the big game, 35 carries, 152 yards. Okay, so every 100 yard except for the first game, right? So out of the 400 yards, he's had 20 plus carries. And then the last 2 games, look, he only had 11 attempts against Dallas.
I wonder 15. Why. Yeah,
but he only had 15. He had 15 against the Lions.
Yeah, but
so we lost against the Lions.
Why would you continue to run the ball if they're stopping the run? Everybody in the stadium knows that Saquon is going to get the ball. Everybody. So why the line is not blocking. There's only but a certain, there's no receivers. The receivers they have nothing that scares anybody. So if I was a defensive coordinator, I'd load up the box with 7 in the box. It's like, you know what? You guys go man to man with their receivers, and we'll see how that plays out. But
okay.
All right, so look, out of the losses that the Giants have, all 3 losses. I guess that's how they're losing. The teams are figuring it out. But of all the 3 losses, right, he's had less than 20 attempts. Okay, the only time we won was against the Packers, where he had 13. But every other one was 14, 15, and 11. All 3 were lost. So
But
I
they're
don't.
also giving, Breeder's getting there, getting the ball, Brightwell's getting there, getting the ball. They do have other running backs, but what can you do? You sit there, I be pissed too. Like, yeah, they know I'm getting ready to get the ball. Let me go over here and get smacked around again. Let me run the same play over on the left side. Let me get smacked in the mouth again. Come on,
Oh my God.
it's
All
only
right.
been so much.
The defense is daring them to throw it, and it's not happening. Whether it's Danny or whether it's the wide receivers or what, it's not happening.
Let's see, we have Kenny Galladay, the $72 million guy that I think he has 4 catches for the whole year.
Oh,
yeah. We got
worst free agent ever.
Worst ever. Stills, practice guy. Richie James, pick up from someplace else. Some other guy they got from Buffalo. But the list goes. There's so many changes you can't even keep up with it. It's that bad. So what else can they do? Saquon right, Saquon left, Saquon up the middle.
We need something, whatever it is, and we need our defense to step up, right? But look at it. I think if we go back, if I go back to our losses, okay. We go back to the Giants' losses. Let's get into Pittsburgh for Joey for a little bit. But we go back to the losses. What's going on here? Okay, here we go. Giants. Man, here we are. We're thinking we could have went 10-1.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Hindsight is always 20/20.
I mean, you look at the losses. It's the Giants. If they're behind, they're screwed. The only way they could win is if they stay ahead and they could stay on that running game and wear the clock down.
That's not true. They've scored more over the season. They put up more points in the second half than they have in the
first. Because they're able to they stick with the program and they keep trying to run the ball. They keep running the ball, and it's close. In the second half, that's what they're trying to do. Keep it close. Maybe we get a turnover. We can stop them. On the side of the field, that kind of stuff. That's what they've been doing. But like Joey said, if they get behind, we're done. Finished. Stick a fork in it.
If we get behind, we're done.
If we get behind by 2 even 1 touchdown in the second half, we're done because we can't throw the ball. Cannot. And
who's the quarterback?
It's not, dude. It's not all him. I'm going to sing his praises constantly to the.
Hey, listen, I'm happy with what his play is. I'm not happy with that throw he made today, but I'm happy. I'm not with Daniel Jones. I'm just not.
He has no receivers, man. I already gave you my list for the wide receivers. The New York Football Giants are number 32 in the whole NFL with their receivers. They're awful, all of them. Kenny Galladay. Oh, you see our buddy Kadarius Toney is hurt again.
Yeah, well, I'm happy. He's not our team, so okay.
Yeah, you see he's hurt the hamstring. He must have the worst hamstrings in the history of everything. First it was the right leg, then it was the left leg, then it was the left leg again. Then when he did finally score a touchdown, he hopped in the end zone, on one leg. I was like, yeah, that's why he pulled his hamstring in.
When he got traded to the Chiefs, they said, "Oh, hey, that's the next Tyreek Hill." Then no, he's just the first Kadarius Toney.
He's Young Joker. Just remember, he's the rapper, Young Joker, or whatever his name is. He's more interested in rapping than playing football.
Yeah. I mean, look at us. Look at the points. We can't put up 21, 19, 16, 20. We had Green Bay was 27. 24 Ravens I thought was a good win, but still 23 points against them. Then 20. We lose. We didn't lose against the Seahawks, did we?
The
Yeah, we did
Giants are
lose.
ranked 28th in passing.
Yeah, way at the bottom.
Where are we at rushing?
Rushing,
Probably not that
Yeah.
bad. Probably the top 10.
oh, I'm sure very good rushing. Rushing, they are 6th in the league.
There you go. They can run the ball and not throw. Bad. But anyway, I want to talk about the New Jersey
Let's go.
guy that's playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Kenny Pickett. How is he doing?
Yes.
Kenny Pickett. Yeah. He he got thrown in a little bit earlier than they wanted to. He got thrown in I think game 4 against the Jets, and he's just a rookie quarterback. He's making rookie quarterback mistakes, but he's getting better every game. He is progressing, and that's what we love to see. He's an old rookie. He's 24 already. He spent a lot of years in college, so he should have a little bit more experience, and he does, but he just has those intangibles. He has that winning mentality. You could tell he's going to be a winner in this league. He's going to figure it out. And it's just so great to see someone progress from, making the mistakes and not seeing the field and not seeing the receivers to going out there and seeing those things and making the plays he needs to. And he keeps doing a little bit more of that every week. And it's just awesome to see.
Is he still playing with the gloves on?
Yeah. He loves those gloves.
What was the deal with them getting rid of Claypool?
Claypool's rookie year, he had, I think it was against the Eagles. He scored 4 touchdowns in one game. He was awesome in the beginning of his rookie year. Then teams caught on and he never adjusted. His second year was horrible. This was his third year. He was okay, but he just did not live up to the potential. He is a big, fast guy, but he doesn't play big and fast. And he does not play tough either. He's supposed to be a guy that's known for combat catches. And anytime a ball came to him, he would fall backwards. He just never figured it out. And maybe he will with the Bears, although it looks like he's doing the same things, but it just never worked out with Chase Claypool. And they got George Pickens this year, who is amazing and who's basically the same type, the same big fast dude, and he's actually doing very well. So that's what made Claypool expendable.
Yeah, he was the Georgia kid, right? The one I think he was hurt like his senior year, like hurt his knee or junior year or something.
He blew out his knee and came back for I think the conference championship game or the national championship game, and that was a huge thing for his character because he easily could have just said, forget my college career, I'm going to get ready for the pros. But he worked hard to come back for the championship game to help his team win the championship.
And TJ Watt is being TJ Watt yet?
Not really. He came back a couple weeks ago, and it's tough. I think he's not playing 100%. He's playing hurts. I mean, just his presence alone helps because he draws so much attention, so it helps the rest of the defense. But he is not as dominant as he was when he started the season.
Okay.
What do you think? I just saw the record. There's 4-7. So you think he's going to be able to catch up to not have a losing season?
It's very possible because they have a weak schedule coming up.
Yeah, I was going to just go over that schedule with you. Yeah, they got
they're at Atlanta this week.
They got Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
And they got
then home to the Ravens.
They got home to the Ravens, the Panthers, the Raiders
at Carolina, then home to the Raiders, and then they finish with the Baltimore and Cleveland. So yeah, they're 4-7 now. I could see them being 9-8. I think that's a very real possibility. I mean, they had just a brutal schedule in the beginning. They had the Eagles and the Bills and They just had a really tough schedule, and they were just a mess. The offense was an absolute mess. Mitch Trubisky was in there, and he just did not do well. Kenny Pickett was struggling starting out, so it was just a bad first half. But they have an easier schedule in the second half, so they should do much better.
Well, did they have issues with the offensive line, earlier, in the season?
Yeah, it's been a problem. It's been a problem for a couple years now. Last year it was absolutely horrible. This year it's gotten a little bit better, but yeah, that's another thing where the offensive line started out the season very bad, and they're progressing. They're getting a little bit better. The Steelers are able to run the ball now a little bit, which helps a lot, which helps with the pass and everything else. So hopefully that keeps trending and progressing. And yeah, the offensive line is getting better.
And they're running with who? Najee Harris, the Alabama guy.
Yeah, it's a shame because he's obviously playing hurt. He hurt his foot. He got that Liz Frank thing in during training camp, and they actually put a steel plate in his foot or something like that. So he's playing hurt, and he's not looking good, and he just suffered a oblique injury in the last game, so he's probably not even going to play this week. So it's just a shame because he's so good. He's so good when he's healthy, but he's just he's just not playing well this year because he's just playing hurt.
Interesting. Well, so what do you think about all right, so let's move on. So we got on that. So what do you think about your division? I mean, just in general, your division is, okay.
The Browns are what I thought they would be. I mean, I'm sorry, but Jacoby Brissett is playing better than I thought, but still, he's just not very good. So
is Watson coming back this week?
Watson's coming back this week.
Yep.
So if I mean the Browns could make a run too. If they get hot, they could do some damage and have a good season, depending on how Deshaun Watson does. Although, what do you expect? The guy has not played in 2 years. So I don't know how, you expect him to just, be on fire all, on a new team, right from the start. So we'll see about that. The Ravens, I don't know what happened with them. I don't know if they're hurt, if they got because their wide receivers got hurt or if Andrews got hurt, but basically it's the entire team is Lamar Jackson and he's trying to do everything, but that is basically a one-man team. So they're just hurting everywhere. I mean, they've given up so many big leads in games this year that they should have won. So it's just really weird what's going on with the Ravens. The Ravens should be a lot better than they are. And the Bengals are just, I thought they would have a Super Bowl hangover, and they're not. They're firing on all cylinders, and they don't even have Jamar Chase back. When they get Jamar Chase, they're going to be scary good again, and then one of the best teams in the league again.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I liked Burrows, and I'm surprised Jackson. So, Jackson was on a tear in the beginning of the season, and so he's looking
he
like
does
he's
everything.
not to stay.
Lamar left, Lamar right, Lamar up the middle, Lamar throw the ball, go catch it.
But he has no choice. All of his running backs are hurt and all of his wide receivers are hurt. He has nobody. It's him and Mark Andrews, and that's the entire offense. And everybody knows that. It's like, well, we know Lamar is either going to run or throw to Mark Andrews. So that really cuts down the options. It's
the crazy thing is that, they've been getting the leads, and then they get in the third and fourth quarter, and that's, like, they're not the typical Ravens defense.
Exactly.
They're not the typical. They even went out and got Roquan Smith,
from the Bears, yeah.
The Bears, and they're just not that Raven shut them down defense.
Exactly. When you think of the Ravens, you think of a great defense, and that's just not it this year. I don't know if they got hurt or they didn't acquire people well or something, but they are just not playing well. I think they've broken a record with the most times that they've had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter and lost. I think they've done it 3 times this year, and that's never happened before.
And who was their DC last year? Wink Martindale. With the New
Wink
York Giants.
Martindale.
Wink Martindale.
Yeah.
And they let him, oh, well, go ahead, man, just walk. We want to go in a different direction. You see how that working out?
Yeah, the direction they're going is down.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's interesting? Look at the parity in the football is strong this year. I mean, because look, let's stay with where we are with the AFC North, right? You got the Baltimore and you got the Bengals, which is 7-4, and the Bengals are 7-4. And like Joey said, you never know. To start, Watson comes back, something could change. You got to remember, you're right. He hasn't played in a while, but the guy is young. He's talented. He's also a runner. And Cleveland's already got really good running. So you add him to the mix as an additional runner, that kind of leans towards the advantage. What did you think?
And he has a lot to prove. With everything that what everybody's been saying about him for the last 2 years, he wants to go out there and prove that he still got it, and that all that outside noise and everything going on show that he is. I mean, Deshaun Watson is one of the most talented, best quarterbacks in the league. Let's not forget that. So, and he's coming in fresh. So yeah, he could just run around all over the place and still be fine.
Well, that's my point. But even if he's rusty with passing and all the system and so forth, they have a good running team already, right? Their running backs are good. Yes or no, Byron?
Yep.
Right? You add him, that's a third runner.
Right.
That's a problem. You know what I mean? And look, outside of the stuff that went on with him, I said it when he was with Houston. I was super impressed when I saw a game where he was in his end zone and he threw a rifle right out of there and got him right out. I mean, I've been impressed with that guy. Outside of his personal pieces, but I'm impressed with the guy. So I'm just saying that, yes, he's rusty, but he's young and his legs are fresh. And, you combine that with already a good running game, they can make a run, which makes that division, again, tough. And without for nothing, I haven't even mentioned Pittsburgh, but, you can't, until Tomlin doesn't win, I don't count him out. I just don't.
Who? Brady?
Tomlin.
Oh, okay. Tomlin. I thought you said Tom Brady. My head was going to explode.
You just love.
I just had to throw that one out there.
You're like salivating.
I was going to say Tom.
I'm going by conference. I'm just saying to you that we're talking about these three teams. And, I just think Tomlin's a great coach. And, he's just a great coach. And you don't know what could happen for him. And Joe, you just said they could go what, 9-8, right?
I mean, hey, they're 4-7 now. They could even go 10-7.
Well, let's say they go 9-8. That may be enough to get somewhere in that conference. That's all I'm saying, right? So you can't. As much as we're talking about these other ones, I'll never count Tomlin out until there's no choice, right? So that's one. Now look at this. If you go to the AFC East, that's crazy, right? The AFC East. Okay, you got the Dolphins at 8-3. You got Bills at 8-3. You got the Jets at 7-4. Now the Patriots are coming back. They're 6-5.
Hey, what? I'm coming back. Now the Patriots are done.
Bro, but listen to me. Being 6-5 in a division where the top is only 8-3, you got a shot.
The Patriots do not have a shot in the AFC East. I have said it right now. Now.
It's easy to say that. I'm not saying, because I think Dolphins are playing very well, but I was expecting the way the Patriots were playing early on that they were going to be worse than they are now. I didn't realize they had a winning record at this moment in time. And they're winning right now, at least the last score I checked, right? But I'm just saying, look at that division. That's the parity in that division. Parity in AFC North to some degree. You got two teams there. AFC South, you got the Titans at 7-4. Everybody else has a losing record, so that was not so good. But look at the AFC West. The AFC West, you got 9-2 Chiefs, if they're dominant, right? And then you got Los Angeles 6-5. They're disappointing. Fired that coach, so you got much there. And then you go into the NFC East. I mean, he got 10-1, 8-3, 7-4, 7-5. And they all play each other coming up again. You know, the Giants played Washington twice, right? And I think they played Philly once.
They played
And then
Philly
you go
twice.
they played Philly twice. So
Yep.
now you got people beating up each other. Then you got the NFC North, not too much parity there. You got Minnesota running away with that conference. The NFC South is still anybody's game. You get Bucks 5-6, Falcons 5-7, Carolina 4-8, Saints 4-8. Saints I don't think are that good, but I'm just saying to you that anybody that could win in that conference. And then in the NFC West, you got San Francisco's playing good ball. You got 7-4. You got 6-5, and then you got the Cardinals. That's what happens when you study fields. And look how Super Bowl champions have plummeted with the Los Angeles Rams. What happened there? What do you think, Joey?
Super Bowl hangover, and Cooper Kupp got hurt. Cooper Kupp was almost Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald are a two-man team. And I mean, Cooper Kupp was that entire offense, literally, and they did so well last year because in addition to Cooper Kupp, they had OBJ, and that helped a lot. They don't have OBJ this year. They don't have another. They tried to get Allen Robinson. That was a disaster.
Say that again. How did OBJ contribute?
Oh, yeah.
OBJ, when he joined the Rams, he was really good. Did I just strike a nerve?
Yeah. I really appreciate it. Why do you think Byron?
It's true. Hey, you can still get.
I was off of OBJ, and I said, Cleveland has to be the stupidest team or organization that you can imagine. Why would you trade for him and then never throw him the ball?
Well, because Baker Mayfield is a joke.
Okay, whatever it doesn't matter. Still, which one is it? I mean, Byron, are you? Well, you're paying the guy. You're paying the guy.
Wait till
he had more production in 8 games in half a season with the Rams than a year and a half with Cleveland.
Yeah. Wait till OBJ joins the Cowboys. Look how good they'll be then.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I just want to watch
the visits the Giants either today. I think he visits either today or tomorrow. He visits the Giants. It is what it is.
To the Giants, right? He does. You don't know what's going to happen there. But
He might want to come home, man. He needs to come on home, man. Come on home.
I'll take him. I'll take him. I'm surprised you say that because last year I don't think you wanted to take him.
I'll take any halfway decent receiver right now.
That would be a beautiful homecoming. It would be a perfect story if OBJ comes home. Come home, OBJ.
And then the guy that's wearing 13
and makes an impact.
Yeah.
If he comes home and makes an impact, because look, I don't care where he goes. If he goes to the Giants, he's going to make an impact. I'm just telling you. Daniel Jones has nobody. He'll catch the ball. If he starts catching the ball, Daniel Jones is. Remember last year or the year before, Daniel Jones had the best downfield percentage in anybody in the league. Okay, and if you get OBJ there playing, it's going to help Saquon.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, it's going to help Saquon. Now you got Saquon, and they're already friends. They already play with each other. Right, so it's not like they don't know each other, right? So I'm surprised they're not rumors of Saquon trying to trade. It doesn't seem like anyone in the Giants is standing out, tweeting out to him. But my point being is that if he goes to the Giants, it's gonna help the team because, like you said, our receivers are terrible. And just in general, this year, I've never seen so many. You've seen some phenomenal catches, and you've seen some like the easiest missed catches you've ever could imagine.
All you gotta do is watch a Giant game every Sunday. You'll see drops all over.
CeeDee Lamb has dropped balls that were right in his hand, and then he catches the one-hand catch.
But he caught it already.
I'm just saying that he's also dropped passes that were just in his hand, right? And then he makes an incredible catch. So OBJ to the Giants would be great. It's open. I think it's got more. Look, it's easy to say. It's easy to stand outside and say, "Hey, go to Dallas and help them make them Super Bowl P." Why would you say that? Like, what are you going to prove that you could say that? They've been one and done for 11 years.
11? It's longer than that.
But no, I think 11 years straight, if not more, right? But 11 straight years, one and done in the playoffs, whether they were in the wild card or they were in the conference, one and done every year. And then who did they get rid of? Was it Amari Cooper?
Yeah,
with the Cleveland.
Okay.
Which
No
was a
reason
real
they
dumb
should have gotten rid of. That was a dumb move to get rid of Amari Cooper.
Money.
To almost be paying, they're going to end up be paying the same amount to somebody else if they pay OBJ. They should have gotten rid of Amari Cooper. He was a good mixing thing. You get rid of a guy who was productive, and you had the best offensive team in the NFL. You're going to get rid of one of your star receivers? Why?
Yeah,
that was
a
I
dumb
think
move.
that was a stupid move.
Money.
Whatever the deal is, I'm just saying to you. So my point being is, you got a better chance going further and playing for the Giants than you do for Dallas.
Oof.
Come on, you guys are
Whoa.
You got a better chance going farther. That is my statement. I'm going to stick to it. You got a better chance going farther in the playoffs, playing for the Giants, than you do playing for Dallas. Nothing's changed for Dallas for years.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying maybe necessarily just this year, but I'm just saying to you that I think the Giants will go further in the playoffs. Well,
the only way that works is if you bring back Eli Manning.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, really?
Really?
I mean,
everybody used to dog Eli Manning. I'm a Manning fan, so I don't know about that. I'm just telling you that. Why? Tell me why you think that statement is funny. I just finished telling you 11 plus years they're one and done. You're not going in with it with talent.
Because it's a different year. It's a new year. They got why? This Cowboys team is different than all those other Cowboys teams? Micah Parsons. That's why. He was maybe the defensive player of the year. He is a dominant defensive player. That's why they have a great defense to go along with their very good offense. That's why you would join a team like the Cowboys.
Last year, how are they? I'm sorry.
So what?
Their offense was number one in the league. Now, number 3, number 1 in the league, and their defense was good. And Micah Parsons, did he get Defensive Player of the Year last year?
No. What do they always say? Defense wins championships.
How well did Micah Parsons play last year?
Not well.
Very good. He was just a rookie too.
He was a superstar. He played very well.
Very well.
To me, last year's team last year was a better team than they are this year.
Nah. That defense is way better this year.
And their offense was way better last year.
It's about the same.
Dude, what number are they on offense, Joey?
Way up there.
Let's see.
I don't think they're going to go anywhere.
Defense wins championships. They have that one dominant player that won to go get the quarterback, which is Micah Parsons. The same thing with the Rams. The Rams had Aaron Donald, same dude, capable of getting to the guy and making that.
Wait a second. The Rams, listen to me. The reason you guys want to say Super Bowl hangover, bull crap. They spent all their money last year to win the Super Bowl, and they shouldn't even beat the Bucs. Okay, they shouldn't have beat the Bucs. They shouldn't have been in the Super Bowl. Okay, and they made it and they won. Picking up.
Are you angry because Tom Brady didn't win? Is that what you?
I'm just saying to you, they had a stack of pieces. It's not like what Joey just said. It's either this guy or this guy, right? They were stacked across the board. They had Von Miller, they had Arnold, they had Matthew Stafford, they had Cooper Kupp, they had OBJ,
Jalen
Ramsey. Come on, man. That was a one-man team. That was a stacked team. And everyone knew it. They spent the money to go win the Super Bowl. That's it.
And who is the best player on defense for them?
Aaron Donald.
Aaron
far.
Donald.
By far.
Yeah, but
Yes.
but Aaron Donald. Okay, I don't know what his issue was, but in the playoffs last year, it's only time he seems to wake up was in the second half. He wasn't doing anything in the first half.
What's wrong with that? That's the money
What's
down.
wrong with what?
Money in the second half.
I'm
That's when
just,
you make your
no,
money.
you know, he is on YouTube specifically saying he will never talk trash to Brady in his life again.
Whatever, man. Moving off Brady now.
Cowboys are ranked 13th in offense.
Okay.
And the
13
Giants
offense,
were-
they were
and
number
the Giants
one.
were ranked, we're at 28. And you're trying to say, you said that the Giants would do better in the playoffs than the Cowboys. The Giants are 28 and the Cowboys are 13. And I bet you on defense, they're probably higher on the Giants too, probably on defensive.
Defense for sure. They're higher. That's a good defense. There's no doubt about that.
So you're saying that. So you said
Yep.
that the Giants.
Yeah, but I'm not saying. And I also
what you
premised
said.
it. It
That's what
doesn't
you
have to
said.
be this year. I think that
now it's not this year. Nah.
But I didn't say the words this year. I just think that he's got a
Cowboys-
better chance going farther in the playoffs with the Giants. If I had to pick one or the other,
Wait,
then
this year?
that.
This year.
Over the next couple of years, he's not signing a one-year
No,
deal.
come on, man. Come on. Stick to. Come on. You said this year.
Okay, yeah. Okay, if you make me pick this year, problem. He's going to go there to play one playoff game if they make it, and he's out. That's it. So what that good move? You had fun. You had one game. You had fun,
I feel better now.
and Dak Prescott gets hurt a lot too.
He's already got his injury out for the year. He's good now.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so all I'm saying to you, and remember, when the Giants won our championship, we were no offensive juggernaut.
Dude.
And don't and then you just agreed that yes.
The Giants offensive line when they won the last Super Bowl is 10 times better than what they have now. The defense that
has no bearing on an offensive juggernaut.
What?
Offensive juggernaut is what Dallas was last year, putting up crazy points.
No, the Giants
and putting up crazy offensive yards.
When the Giants won the Super Bowl, when they got on a run, they had great receivers, not great, but very good receivers.
And they were 9 and
7 or whatever they were. But they had a good receivers. They had a great defense. They had a better offensive line, and they had not one but a couple good running backs. So nobody just one guy shouldered the load. It was a team.
I got it, but they still weren't ranked up high. I'm just telling you that I think
they got hot. Well, put it this way: they got hot.
We just wait a second. You just agreed. Yes, they get hot, and every time they're there, they get hot. Any NFC team does, except for Dallas. And you just agreed that if OBJ goes to the Giants, it's gonna help Barkley. Yeah, you don't think that's gonna make a difference?
Yeah, because they don't have to focus on just him. They got this guy. Right. He might go deep.
So they're a game. They're 2 games away from being in the conference leader. They got to play. They got to play Philly twice, and they play Washington twice. That's 4 games. Tough games.
Tough games. They got the rest of all their games are going to be tough games.
If you want to get to play, you want to win, you got to play the tough games, right? But anyhow, that's just my opinion. I don't think Dallas was going to go anywhere. So that's the bottom line. Right? I think Philly has a chance of going. Philly knows it. They smell it. If Philly gets in the playoffs, Philly will go farther than Dallas for sure. Right? I ain't worried about that.
Throw this. I'm gonna throw this one out because I was listening to this when I was coming back over here.
Awesome. We're getting a little bit over time, so we gotta keep wrapping this up. Go.
This is gonna be quick. They were talking about because the as bad as the Saints are doing this year, as far as with the pick, because the Eagles have their pick. It could be possible a top 10 pick. They were sitting there thinking,
what on earth were the Saints thinking? They gave the Eagles their first round pick, and the Saints are the Eagles can play well and make the Super Bowl and still have a great pick. It's crazy.
Then the other crazy, they're saying like if what's his name doesn't do well, or if they want to change the quarterback, they'll take that pick and then move it to the following year and pick the kid from USC, Caleb Williams. That's what was going on around here. So it's going to be interesting in Philly.
Oh, there was a lot of talk of like, oh, let's get a lot of picks so we can replace Jalen Hurts, and then now Jalen Hurts might win the MVP
and get replaced the next year.
Yeah,
It's possible.
Terrible. That's terrible. All righty, so let's start wrapping this up. Well, we went around the league. We went through all the conferences. We got, again, hey, the Chiefs still look tough, man. They're coming back. Chiefs got a good team, right? And if you got to go to the AFC, who are you picking in the AFC?
Oh, I would say Chiefs are number one in the AFC.
Chiefs. Who else would you pick?
Chiefs, and then Buffalo, and then Miami.
Yeah, that's probably good. Jets are playing pretty good too. Funny, that NFC East is tough. It's funny. No, not Jets. No.
They're gonna do well.
Hey, well, they're doing well. Let them enjoy it, But in the NFC, who do you see in the NFC? I think you guys said it already. We said Philly,
San Francisco,
Philly, San Francisco, Minnesota,
Dallas,
and then
Minnesota.
You guys said Dallas.
Come on, you got to throw Dallas out there.
I love how much you hate the Cowboys. It's beautiful. What did they do to you?
Okay, listen to me. We did a poll, Joey, right? And I don't care who it is. When I run into someone who likes a team from the NFC East and they don't like the Cowboys, my first question out of everybody in the NFC East, which team you hate the most? Who do you think?
Oh, everybody hates the Cowboys.
Everybody.
Okay, great. So the point being is why I don't like the Cowboys is because the second they have one good game, now they're a Super Bowl contender with nothing behind other than one loss and done, one and done. That's why. It's just too much, it's too much. They talk way too much about them. And for why? For nothing other than it's one and done. That's why I don't like it. Right? They don't give
America's
anybody else
team,
any
man.
other respect.
Let America's
Whatever
team
they
live.
do.
Man.
I'm answering Joey's question. You know what I mean? I'm answering that. Now, do I like players on their team? Hey, I think Michael Parsons is phenomenal, right? I was impressed last year when Dak came back off that injury, the way he played. I was impressive to come off that kind of injury and start off that hot, right? I like some of their players. There's no doubt about that. But from just an organizational standpoint, I think that, it's Dallas. I don't like when they're always just, bringing up Dallas and forgetting about that whole piece. I like seeing Washington make a run. I like, all our teams. Obviously, I want the Giants first, but that's the reason. It's really that. And it's really, it's like Jet fans too. Jet fans. It's not that I don't like the Jets as bad as Dallas, but Jet fans go crazy when they win. Yes or no, Byron?
No.
No what?
No.
Jet fans don't go crazy.
They ain't that bad, Jet fans.
They're bad fans, dude.
They're not bad fans. They're mad. They're rough. Bad at the team because they haven't been anywhere since 1969. That's why they're bad.
They're really rough. They're really, really rough fans. There's a different, I just know people that have worked in the stadium and they, they're sports fans are sports fans, but
no,
you're comparing Jets and Giant fans. They're two different classes.
No, you're absolutely right. That Mike White had one good game. They want to put that dude in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That is some overhyped. That is an overhyped team right there.
Right, that's the problem, right? So that is my number one issue. Well, we're looking forward to seeing what we have coming up. I like what I see. There's no really dominance. I will tell you that I have to say, unless Rodgers isn't looking so good, one, but two, I think that it may be time for Brady to hang up his cleats.
Who?
Brady.
Aaron Rodgers will be the Jets quarterback in 2023.
Really?
Wow.
Think about it.
Prediction.
Just like Brett Favre. He's going to take that same path.
But he got paid all that money. So what are they?
Yeah,
Pick it up?
but they'll restructure the contract or something like that. But basically, I think they're absolutely done with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, and they're gonna say, okay, get out of here, dude. And yeah, they're gonna send him off to it's gonna send him to the Jets. The Jets need somebody, whether it's Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr or I don't know who. The Jets need a quarterback. They struck out with Zach Wilson, so they got to figure out something now.
Here, I'm gonna throw this out there again. I'm throwing another one out there. If the Giants don't re-sign Daniel Jones, he goes to the Jets.
Daniel Jones to the Jets. I doubt it. That would
Daniel
be
Jones to the Jets. I said it now. I said if they don't re-sign, he's going to the Jets.
That would be a dumb move.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
I still think okay. I'm predicting Chargers coach is gonna be fired. That's all I got.
Oh, he should be. He should be. You're absolutely right about him. That there's one thing about being aggressive on fourth down. He is idiotic on fourth down. Like he'll go if it's 4th and 5 from his own 20, he'll go for it. Like he's an idiot.
Analytics said told him analytics.
All right, well, let's start. Hey Joey, tell us about your show and how they can reach you.
Okay, my show is the Donut Bag. I talk, believe it or not, I talk Steelers. I cover Steelers every week. I also do talk Pittsburgh Penguins, some other pop culture things. But I'm on Twitter, Joey Bag of Donuts, V and 7F. I'm basically a Twitter addict. I'm on there all the time, so catch me there.
All right, awesome. And your show is when?
I put out a show. It's just a podcast. I put it out usually about 2 a week.
You put 2 a week. Any particular time, or is it live, or you just
it's not live, so it's just usually Mondays and Tuesdays I put them out.
All right, good. All right, well, welcome. Come back to our show. We'll see how we go with Tom. I'm big. Like I said, I'm big. Always been a Tomlin fan. I still am. Byron, we're getting ready to wrap this up, and it's good to show. So I really appreciate you coming on. Yep. All righty. So we always wrap up our show with reminding everyone to pay it forward and to remember our first responders and our military. And with that said, I always like to end it with a quote or the phrase from the Gary Sinise Foundation. And as soon as I bring it up, I'll be able to do it.
Should know it by heart by now.
You would think. Kind of do, but I don't want to mess it up. So
I know.
Why take the chance? All righty. Gary Sinise, SINIFE Foundation.org. Freedom and security are precious gifts that we as Americans should never take for granted. We must do all we can to extend our hand in times of need to those who willingly sacrifice each day to provide that freedom and security. While we can never do enough to show gratitude to our nation's defenders, we can always do a little more. Gary Sinise. Please remember to join our show next week, Thursday at 8 p.m. Right, Byron? At 8 p.m. We talk things NFC East, particularly Giants and everyone in the NFC East. Then we'll talk around the league of stuff that's going on. We have guests like Joey and other guests come on, and we really appreciate you, Joey, joining our show. Thank you, and everybody have a safe rest of the week. Enjoy it. God bless, and we'll talk soon. Peace.